Hello students. In this video, we're exploring the amazing world of numbers. Numbers help us understand everything around us. Let's first talk about how every number has something special about it. Every digit in a number has a face value and a place value. So, what's the difference? Well, the face value is just the digit itself. But the place value depends on where the digit is in the number. For example, if we take the number 79,203, the face value of 9 is just 9, but since it's in the fourth position from the right, its place value is 9,000. Now, when we're dealing with big numbers, we use something called the International System of Numeration. This system helps us read large numbers easily by grouping them into periods starting from right to left. Each period has 3 digits, and it goes from the ones, tens, and hundreds to thousands and even to millions. But what about when we compare numbers? The number with more digits is always bigger. And if two numbers have the same number of digits, we start from the left and compare each one until we find which one is larger. For example, between 12,529 and 12,523, since both have 5 digits, we start from the left. When we get to the last digit, we see that 9 is greater than 3, so 12,529 wins. Now, next is rounding numbers. This helps us simplify things. If you're rounding to the nearest 10, you just look at the one digit. If it's 5 or more, you round up. The same rule works for rounding to the nearest 100 or 1000, except you look at the tens or hundreds digit instead. Now, have you ever used Roman numerals before? They're a way of writing numbers using letters. For example, X is 10, and C is 100. If you see smaller numbers to the right, you add them. But if they're on the left, you subtract. So, 12 is 12, but 4 is 4. Now, let's talk about integers. Integers are whole numbers, and they can be positive, negative, or 0. Positive integers are numbers like 1, 2, and 3, while negative integers are numbers like -1, -2, and -3. And 0? Well, 0 is special because it's neither positive nor negative. We can also learn about absolute value. This is how far a number is from 0 without worrying about whether it's positive or negative. So, the absolute value of -5 is 5, and the absolute value of 5 is also 5. Next are the additive and multiplicative inverses. The additive inverse of a number is the number you add to it to make 0. So, the additive inverse of 5 is -5. And the multiplicative inverse is the number you multiply to get 1. For instance, the multiplicative inverse of 4 is 1 by 4. Let's understand the 4 fundamental operations we can do with integers. When adding two integers with the same sign, you keep the sign and just add the numbers. If they have different signs, you subtract and take the sign of the larger number. Multiplication works the same way. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. But if the signs are different, it's negative. And with division, the same rule applies. The same signs give a positive answer, and different signs give a negative one. Don't forget, every number has a successor and a predecessor. The successor is just the next number, you add 1, and the predecessor is the one right before it, you subtract 1. Finally, let's understand that the closure property says that when you add, subtract, or multiply two integers, the result is always an integer. The commutative property tells us that changing the order of numbers in addition or multiplication doesn't change the result. The associative property is all about grouping numbers. It doesn't matter how you group them when adding or multiplying. And lastly, the distributive property lets us multiply a number by a group of numbers, and here's a question for you to think about. What's the successor of 48? Drop your answer in the comments below. The complete curriculum for Class 6 is available on our channel. Check out all the links provided in the description below. Please make sure to like, share, and comment for more such videos.